Vibe coding or vibe editing. It's the latest thing that is hitting the world and everybody's talking about it. I just had a couple of really interesting conversations. First, last week with Robert Scoble about vibe editing when it comes to videos. And this morning, I had a very interesting conversation with a university professor, and we talked about how maybe that could be used for therapy in psychology even. Imagine vibe editing your brain, so to speak, if you've got issues. And don't we all? So it's a very, very interesting space. If you don't know what vibe coding is, it's basically where you can talk to software and then it does the programming for you. You don't even have to know anything about programming to be able to do that. And vibe coding has sort of been the first of many worlds that's going to be disrupted in a big way, because with vibe coding, it basically means you don't need to have coders anymore. You can just, if you've got the ideas, you can work with vibe coding software programs like a Cursor or a Replit or whatever other ones are available. Even I think you can do it through ChatGPT as well if you know what you're doing. The point is that we're moving very, very fast towards a world where you can just talk to your computer and it can create things for you that would previously take lots of people to do for you. So at the moment, in my own business, for example, I have developers, I have graphic designers, I have editors, all those sort of things, video editors, and they're all people currently doing the work. But already for our development team, we're already using vibe coding to a certain degree. I'm actually letting our coders use that to help them be more efficient. But theoretically, I could try and do it myself as well and get rid of my whole team. I'm not quite ready for that sort of thing. I'm not sure if I will be. I prefer being the ideas guy and working with people to then use these tools. I think that's a more leveraged way of doing it for my personal situation. But, just yesterday I saw a video from Justin Brown from Primal Video. He had a review on the latest, vibe editing tool coming out from Descript, where basically you can do the same kind of thing. You can just say, hey, here's my video. You upload your video and then say, do this sort of editing for it, remove these things. And sure, it can do some of that stuff automatically already, but this is different. This is talking to the software as if it's a person. And instead of it taking hours or days or weeks and multiple people to do the work, you can do it right there and then within minutes. And if I had that video, I would share it with you right now, but go look at Justin Brown's or Primal Video's review on the Descript's latest vibe editing feature that they have. I think they might call it something different. In fact, let's go to Descript right now here on my site. And I can see if I can share that with you, because it was right at the top of the website this morning. So here we go. So let me just get this to a way that you can see it, entire screen. There we go. So this is straight on the website for Descript right now. So vibe code your video. So they call it vibe coding your video. So vibe code is sort of like a word that's seemingly sticking right now, but for how long? Maybe they'll start calling it vibe editing or vibe whatever. You just put your thing in there: vibe therapy, vibe doctor, vibe nurse, vibe accounting, whatever it is, vibe business, vibe marketing. Everything is very seemingly moving towards that sort of thing. And so you got to go onto the beta for this. I had to sign up for it this morning. I don't have access yet, but Justin had access to this. And it looked really, really cool on his video. Just really, really incredible. So it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. So the editing, vibe coding has been sort of the leading that. We've seen it coming through with video now. Just yesterday, I got access to vibe coding images and graphic design. And I wanted to share with you on this live call what that experience would be like. I had a quick play of it yesterday, but it was very, very quick. So maybe I'll show you the experience. They only let 500 people in, so I got really lucky. And thanks, Robert Scoble, for mentioning that on X, and that allowed me to get in really quick. So I'm really excited to actually use it. So let me share this software with you. It's called, I think it's pronounced lovart or lovart. I'm not quite sure. So it's not love like Love. It's just It's just lovart. So lovart.ai. And it's currently in beta. So they've invited me in. I'm one of the first, I think, 500 users. So I feel kind of lucky that I got in and that I'm able to use it. But I mean, look at the designs that they've already been able to create. You see, these are designs created with lovart or lovart. I'm not sure how to pronounce that yet. They're very new. And just look at these designs. I mean, look at this sort of thing. I mean, how amazing does that look? So as you're looking at this and as you watch me do this, just think how this will disrupt the graphic design industry. So I'm not a graphic designer. I can create some things in Pixelmator Pro or maybe Photoshop. Maybe can do some things in Canva, but it's very limited. When I want to do fancy things, I've got to work with a graphic designer specifically one-on-one. And I've got to explain my vision to them, and then they go and implement it. I kind of use my team or people, or that's what I used to do at least. I would work with people, and they would be kind of like my paintbrush. I would be either scribbling some notes or things on my iPad, and then send it to them and say, hey, here's what I want to do. But it'd be ugly and just little scribbles. And then they, because they're a very qualified and well-trained paintbrush, so to speak, they can go out and create this beautiful thing, send it back to me. I give them feedback, and then they go and make some more changes. And it's a to and fro process until we get to the final design. Now, what you'll see here with lovart, and it's the same kind of thing with vibe coding or vibe anything for that matter, vibe video editing. It's the same thing. It's like you're speaking to a person who can make those changes for you, and they make it on the fly. You don't have to wait. There's no time delay, and they can do it really, really fast. Now, the big question is, can it do it just as good as a human being, a well-trained human being, or can it do it better? So I haven't really done much of it with images. I've played around in ChatGPT a bit, and I've just found it very frustrating, to be honest, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to graphics and what things look like. I've got a certain vision, and I've just found it very frustrating just working with ChatGPT saying, okay, here's my idea, create the image, and then blah, blah, blah. And not even to mention something like Midjourney. I mean, it's just beyond what I want to do. I want to just speak to it, and like I can speak to a real human being. So without further ado, let's look at this. But I wanted to give you that sort of context because that's where my mind is at. And I'm thinking, where the heck is all this going? What do we need to do as business professionals or entrepreneurs? Or in my case, I use video a lot, and graphics is a part of that. It is a big part of it, like creating your thumbnails, for example, or creating images you want to share. All of that stuff comes into play, or creating a website or landing page, like creating graphics for that or creating a new logo. All of that stuff comes together, even if you're doing just video. It's not, it's all just the creative stuff that comes together. And, I think as the ideas person, maybe in the past, you might have a disadvantage because you'd have to, if you couldn't implement it yourself, you just come up with the ideas, you'd have to go and find expensive resources to implement your ideas. And the time for you to go from idea to a manifested thing, from that idea was quite long. Now with these agents or with these vibe coding things, you can go from idea to implementation to the actual result much, much quicker. And that time from idea to implementation has just shrunk massively. And I think that's really, really exciting. It's kind of scary for people who'd be doing the work normally, but I think the way to look at that is if you're in that position where you're thinking vibe coding or vibe editing or vibe graphic design is going to be taking over your work, look at it another way, because you're an expert. You know how to talk to these things, and you'll be able to drive those things a lot better. It'll help you become a much better designer, a much better coder, a much better video editor, because you know the language, you understand the language, and you can talk to these things in a much better way than anybody else can if you're specialized in that area. Okay, so let's jump into it. And just before I get into it, one more thing. I have no promises here. This could be completely rubbish. It could be amazing. It could be mediocre. I have no idea. Like I said, I had a quick play yesterday for 10 minutes, so it wasn't really that much. But let's give it a good go and let's see what we can create. Okay, so here we go. So this is the interface. It says, good morning, Gideon. Very nice. Even knows that it's morning for me. And what I'm going to do here is, actually, I'll show you what I did yesterday. So this is for a new brand that I'm working on for a new podcast. It's called The Future of Video. And I just wanted to see what I could create. So this is what it looks like, and I'll show you the prompts that I used for this. So basically, I just said here, let's see if I can zoom in a bit here. Can this zoom in? Okay, it's not letting me zoom in my normal way. Let me see if I can zoom in another way, yeah, like this. So I said, I need some artwork for my new podcast called The Future of Video. Come up with 3 futuristic concepts. That's literally all I said. I didn't say anything else. So then let me just zoom out again. Then it went and did all this stuff here on the side, all this thinking, and then started creating these concepts. So it created 3 concepts. As you can see them here on the left. So there's concept 1, concept 2, and concept 3. And I really liked concept 3, even though it looked a little bit cheesy, but it was kind of like, the Tron kind of look. And, I'm not sure if I like the text, but it had some cool elements to it, and a nice play button for the video thing. This had sort of a Vision Pro kind of thing there, and there's some video things here as well. But this third one was definitely my favorite. And then I had some follow-up questions for it. Where was it? I think, where was it? I think I wanted to have a standalone PSD file, and it struggled a little bit with that. So there definitely are some limitations to this. For example, it doesn't, like once you got the design, it doesn't just give you a PSD file for Photoshop that you can have different layers on to modify. So there's some limitations, but I think that'll get solved in the future as well. In the least, you can come up with the initial design and then still take it to a designer, an actual designer, say, hey, create the proper thing in Photoshop. Maybe it'll help you get to that final concept much, much faster. So within minutes or maybe an hour as opposed to days or weeks. Okay, so I think that's already a huge advantage. Anyway, let's look at this again, and I'm going to do this again now. But this time I'm going to say I just want a logo. And I want to see what happens if I just do a logo design. So let me see if I can get my face in here for this. Let me see if I can add a little filler here with my face. And how do I, will this do a round one, a square one, a round? And now I just want to get my face in there. How do I get my face in here? I think I need to click on the little, no, not this one. It's not letting me put my face in here. Just give me a second, guys. Just so you can see my reactions as I'm doing this. I should have set this up beforehand. Why is it not? If there's anybody here watching and you know how to do this. Here we go. Maybe it's this one. Is it this one? No, it's not letting me do that one. Okay, so I might just have to remove this for now. Sorry, guys. So I'll just have to rely on me flicking screens like this for you to be able to see my reactions. But let's do this. So, and I'm still being polite here. Let's say, please create a new logo for my video podcast called The Future of Video. Make it a round kind of logo using a player button, a video player button, and make it futuristic, with some Tron, with make it futuristic, using ideas from Tron Legacy. See, and like Back to the Future. I don't know. I'm just sort of mucking around here. So I'm going to hit go there and see what happens. So it opens up a new tab, and now you'll see on the right hand side here, it's starting to do some thinking. And again, I'm trying to see if I can zoom in easily here for you guys so you can see easier what's happening. And let me just check something here. Okay, we've got a few people watching here. If you've got comments, let me know. I'll try and see if I can pull in the comments here. Let's see if I can pull in the comments. While that's thinking, I'm going to see if I can pull in comments here from you guys. Stream, where are the comments? So I'm new again to all this stuff because I haven't done this sort of thing for a while. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting most of my viewers on X, which is awesome. So if you're watching this on X, leave a comment and I'll see if I can respond. I'm still just trying to figure out. Oh, here we go. Here's the comment thing. Yeah, so if you've got comments, pop them in. I'll be able to see them on my screen and I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. So this thing is still thinking here. It's summarizing the inspiration images. And you can see here how long it's thinking. So let me read through this so you can see what's happening here. So I'll wonder if I can, I'm not sure if you guys can see the zoomed in version here, but Lovart saying, I'd be happy to help you create a logo for your video podcast to feature a video. Let me think about this design concept, and then I'll help you create a futuristic logo for your video podcast, with inspiration, blah, blah, blah. Let me zoom out again a bit. So getting some inspiration from different places, and it's executing right now. So you can see it's using ChatGPT, which is pretty cool, which is what I was using as well before, but like I said, I really struggled to get good results. Let me zoom in a bit here. And it was just frustrating because it wasn't specifically set up for this sort of thing that I'm doing right now with Lovart. So this is really kind of a next level way of doing it. So hopefully this doesn't take too long to progress. I want to quickly leave a message for Lovart as well on my X profile. So let's go to X and let's go to share this live with him right now. So let's go lovart. I think it's, here we go, lovart.ai. And I'm going to actually go, this is stuff that you can do as well. If you're running live events, you can sort of help yourself get more exposure like this. Share it with people while you're doing it. Probably better to share this beforehand. But I've got the link there now. Okay, cool. And I'm going to share it with these guys now. I'm going to say, let's create a post actually. So, hey, Lovart, I wonder if they're around. I am doing a live review of your software right now. Check it out here. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to post that right away. And hopefully they'll join in and leave some comments because I think they're right at the beginning of their journey. I've actually been able to contact the founder of or co-founder of Lovart, and they said they'll be more than keen to jump on a call with me at some point. So I'll be able to interview them and get the information on what they've done to set this up. Okay, so I've got some designs here, guys. Let's have a look. So there's 3 designs, or a few actually. So let's have a look. The future of video. Now, I'm already thinking this looks hot. I don't know. For the first go, I'm pretty impressed. I mean, for me to get to this level already with a designer would have taken at least a day, where I'd say, okay, come up with a few designs. And it might take them even more than a day, maybe 2 or 3 days before I get something like this back just to work with, to start with. And it depends a little bit on the designer, whether they get my design kind of vibe or feeling or whatever, as to whether how close they'll get it to what I want. But as you can see here, I can tell it what I want. I can tell it what my vibe is, for example, and maybe it'll learn over time as well. But let's see. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is pretty cool as well. I mean, I kind of like the orangey thing in there. It gives it a bit more contrast, which will help it stand out. And I like the round thing. The reason I'm doing the round thing is because a round logo works really well when it comes to video. Like imagine I'm putting it down the bottom of the corner where is it, here, or on the other side the other side, or top or bottom, or even portrait. A round logo just works really well. If you might have seen TED Talk videos, they always have the nice red round logo with TED written in white, and it just looks really good. So that's why I'm sort of going for a round one here, because I like this sort of thing, and it works well with the play button. Okay, there's the next one. So this one's pretty cool too in terms of colors. I don't quite like the concept. What about this one? So this one's also not too bad. It's got the, I think what it's doing here is this sort of um, the the Back to the Future kind of look there. So it's not a bad concept, but I don't know. It doesn't grab me as much. The one that's grabbing me most at the moment is this one. But what I would like actually is the feature of video podcast. So that's kind of cool. What I want actually is this sort of a background, like a Tron background with this one. So let's see. I wonder if I can now click on this one and edit this one, because this is now where the magic happens. And this is what's kind of difficult to do in ChatGPT. I found it very frustrating to go back to an image and edit just that image. It would get really confused. So let's see what this now does. So I'm going to go into this one because I like this one. So it says edit here. And so I can say something like, I really like the color. Let me see if I can zoom. I won't let me zoom in here, guys, but I'll do. Hopefully you can see this. I really like the color options for this. But could you make the background more like the, let's see, does it have a name? Like the first concept, you created. I don't like the circuit board in the background. Okay, now let's see what it says or what it does. So I've just given it that instruction. There's something happening here. You can see there's some little dots coming up on the screen. It's obviously doing some work now. You can see on the right-hand side here, it's creating another image, another concept with my requests, and I hope it turns into something good. Let's see what's happening on X while that thinks. It looks like it's 80% there, so it won't take too long. Let's see if I've got any notifications here. If Lovart is sharing it as well. Not at the moment, so they might not be seeing what I'm doing right now. Let's go to the actual live video and see if there's any comments there at the moment. So at the moment, I'm not seeing any comments here, guys. So if you're watching, it looks like there's 10 people watching at the moment, or it says 10 views. I'm not sure if it's 10 people or 10 views in total. But if you're either on YouTube or or anywhere else, I think YouTube and X, let me know. And I can bring your comments up on the screen so that we can have a chat. So this is all very, very interesting. All right, let's have a look at the design. So it's come up with, oh, not yet. It is still thinking. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. And in the meantime, let's see. Yeah, so just if you've come in a bit late to this call, if you've just joined, what I'm doing is I'm vibe graphic designing. And what I said in the introduction today was that it seems like, well, actually, I was talking to my wife yesterday, just last night, and I said, it feels like there's been a shift in the last 2 or so days, because all of a sudden we're getting all these vibe coding things coming out. We've got vibe coding has been around now for a wee bit, a long time in the AI world, but for humans, it hasn't been around that long. Lots of people don't even know what it is yet. But like the replets, the cursors, you can do it with ChatGPT as well, where you can basically talk to the software and it creates the code for whatever you want to do, for a website or an application or a web app, whatever. And it's incredible, the sort of stuff that you can do. So that idea has been now transferring over to video editing, to graphic design, to this morning I talked to someone, a professor, about using it for therapy, vibe therapy, right? So the world is getting really interesting very, very quickly. And it feels like there's been a shift. It really feels like there's been a massive shift, especially in the last week or two. And I'm not sure if it's just because I'm doing more videos and I'm seeing more stuff and I'm talking to more people and et cetera, or if there's been a shift in awareness around the globe when it comes to this stuff. What do you think? Do you think there's been a shift? Do you feel something has changed as well? Certainly from my point of view, it feels like something has changed. There's something has changed in the fabric of how we'll be operating with AI in the future. Okay, so let's have a look here. And just if you've just joined, I've been talking to this new software called Lovart or lovart.ai. It allows me to vibe code or vibe edit or basically talk to the software in English as if it's a designer and say, hey, create a logo for me. Hey, fix this logo, or I like this concept, but do this instead. So I've been doing that. So let's see what it's been doing. So this is the first concept that it came through. This is the second one that's actually edited now, which I'm not quite sure what it's done here. It looks like it might still be thinking. And this is the third one and the fourth one. So if you missed it, I was just telling it to, I like this one, but have a different background here. And so I'm not quite sure what it's doing now, but it doesn't look like it's doing what I asked it to do. So hopefully it doesn't mess this one up and creates a new one. Let's see. I don't know. I'm going to hit refresh here because I'm not quite sure what's happening. It's not, there's a request here. So I'm going to say I prefer this one. And let's see if that changes anything. So, all right, great choice. So I think it might still be thinking about, this last request I made. This thing is still sort of flashing here. So I'm not quite sure what's happening, but you can see this is already a pretty good starting point for me. So it says here, great choice. You've selected the Back to the Future inspired logo design. Now I'll create a comprehensive visual identity package based on this logo. Wow. So that's interesting. I didn't even ask for that. So it's using that design now to create all the other brand components. I'm guessing like maybe my social media profiles, profile images, or quote images, or a website design type of, all the images needed for that, buttons, colors, the color scheme, type fonts, all this sort of stuff. I'm guessing that's what it's doing. If it's doing that, that's again game changing, because if you want to do that with ChatGPT, you've got to think about that sort of stuff, and you've got to be much more qualified to be able to know what the right things are to say. Whereas with this, it's just like you just get into it, and it's already pre-programmed to do that for you. That intelligence is already built in, which is, I think, what even this might be seen as a wrapper. I think this is where it adds a lot of value, because it brings all the smarts with it that you might not be able to do just going straight to ChatGPT. So let me just show you what it's doing here. It's thinking now, generating image, episode, thumbnail, template. So I'm not quite sure all the stuff that it's going to create for me now, but I'm pretty excited. And keep in mind, guys, that these guys are literally just launched. They just launched yesterday. They've only got their first 500 users in. And so I think it's still very early days for them. So if anything does not work quite as expected, give them a break. It's only like day one. So that's interesting. While this is processing, I just want to talk about something else. There's there's more things being created here now. But I'll show. It's not there yet. It's almost there. Oh, let me show you this. Let me show you this in real time. Okay, so it's creating more things here. So I'm not quite sure what all these are now, because I didn't specifically ask for it, but let's see. So it's created a different sort of, I guess this is a light one. This is light mode, dark mode kind of thing. That's what I'm guessing is happening here. And it didn't do an amazing job, I would say, but it's okay. It gave me another logo idea here, I'm guessing, for light mode. Guest name, title. So this is like a lower third, I'm guessing. And there's episode 1 sort of graphics. Okay, so it's coming up with all sorts of things here that I didn't even foresee. And it's still going. It's still generating some stuff here as we go. So I'm sure you can see the benefit of something like this. Like I'm saying again, this could be potentially replacing, well, two things. It could either replace your existing graphics team, or what I think might be even better is if you get your graphics team, who are already specialists in the area, to work with this to help them, at least for now, come up with the first concept and just speed up that process. So, and the reason I say that the second option is better is because I found that the quality of the output you get from the AI is so much better if you know the right prompt, if you know the right question. So if you don't know this, I've been building voobly.ai. Let me quickly show you that. So voobly.ai. So voobly.ai is a short form video poster. So you basically upload your short form video to Voobly, and then it uses AI to transcribe it, create titles, descriptions, tags. It even writes an email newsletter for you. It creates a blog post from your video, and then you click one button and it posts it out to all the different services. So it's pretty cool software, and so it uses AI. We're using the OpenAI API for this as well, and it's pretty cool. So how it works is you basically you upload your video, and then you watch it, create all the metadata. We call it metadata, like a title, description, tags, and it does it uniquely for each platform. So that's pretty cool. And then once you're ready, you just post it. It's really straightforward. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because we've had to do a lot of work to inject the right kind of brains into that. It's like the right kind of context for the prompts that we use. And the only way that I could do that is because I've got 18 years worth of video marketing experience. So I've been able to inject that knowledge into the brains of the AI, so to speak, or into the context of the AI, which a normal person who's not experienced in video marketing wouldn't have been able to do. And I think that's where the real power lies. Like, if you're an expert, a lot of people think, here's the thing, a lot of people think your job is going to get replaced by AI. And I think possibly the opposite could happen. I think what AI is going to allow us to do is to do more and to do things better. So if you're an editor, a video editor, image editor, graphic designer, coder, whatever, you can actually make yourself more marketable by learning AI and using AI to help you be even better. And you're in a prime position to do that because you are super qualified to know which questions to ask. I was just watching someone else on a live stream yesterday, and she was creating a website using, what's the new thing called? It's the latest new thing. I mean, there's so many new things coming up. The name will pop in my head. It's something like, it's not Monash or, anyway, it'll pop in my head. But she was using it to create a new website. And her prompts were very basic because she didn't know the right words to use for her question. And so the results she got was pretty basic too. So garbage in, garbage out, that sort of thing. And no criticism on her. I think she did a fantastic job. It's just that she didn't know. She's not a web developer herself. If you are a web developer and you want to create a website, you're going to be able to ask the questions so much better than someone who's not. Or if you're a graphics designer, you'll know all the right words to use. You'll know all the right tools that could be used. You'll know the shading to use, the fonts. You'll be able to tell the AI, use this font or use that font, or you'll get feedback from AI, and then you'll be able to make judgments much easier and much faster because you're qualified. So I think the AI is not going to replace those kind of jobs. It's actually just going to make you be a better worker in that particular area. So I think that's really exciting, and you'll be able to do so much more, charge more maybe even, or do more and do better. Like do both quantity and quality better than you can at the moment without AI. So if you want to check out Voobly, check it out. It's voobly.ai. We do have a free version for now. We are going to change that in the near future. So if you do want to get the free one, hit the button there, go to the pricing page, and on the left-hand side, there's a free version, but we're going to probably change that soon. Just be aware of that. Okay, let's see. Let's go back here to see what my little agent has been doing here. So there's been a lot of new things that's been created. Wow. Okay, so we ended here. So let's just review that again. So it came up with the first 4 concepts, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually modified this, and I'm a little bit sad because the original one was better than this one. But came up with 4 concepts, and then it created a bunch of other things for me that it thinks I need as well. So these images, there's like a lower third type of thing. That's pretty cool. There's the episode sort of artwork. This is like my business card. Hey, that's not bad. That looks pretty cool. I kind of like the orange and blue colors going as well because they're quite complementary. What is this? This is a call-out box. I'm not quite sure what this is. Maybe this is like for YouTube, your end screen. I'm possibly guessing. The future of video, this doesn't look like a complete round circle. This looks like a website, kind of a header page or something like that. The hero part of the page, I don't know. And this is like a t-shirt. It's like I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a t-shirt in the background there with the logo on that. So that's interesting. I'm not sure if I'd use that, but it looks like it says the current task has been completed. So it even created all these things: a main logo, podcast cover art, social media avatar, lower third template, episode thumbnail template, business card design, presentation slide template, web landing page header, and merchandise t-shirt design. So I got most of those sort of things right, I guess. Anyway, that's probably enough for you to see the power of this. And I think Lovart is really onto the right. They're onto something. Put it that way. There's video editing, things like this coming up as well, like the one from Descript. Clover is another one that I saw. Let me just see if I can show you that one. Clover, and they are so new still. So Clover app, I think it's called. Let me just go to cloverapp.com. It might log me in automatically. So Clover app, let's see. So you can just log in. I'm not sure if they've got an actual homepage. Let's see, Clover, Vibe, video editing. Wonder if it'll come up. It's so early. It's join Clover, maybe it's this one. Okay. So yeah, here it is. So this is the one that I tried last week. They're also still very new. So this is kind of similar to what Descript is doing, like Vibe Code Your Video. This is what Clover is working on as well. So it's like I'm saying, there's just an explosion of this sort of stuff, and it's just going to get better and better. And for me, it's really exciting. I think it's amazing that it'll give people like me who are ideas person, who might not have a team. Like I've got a team, so that makes it a bit easier. But if you're just on your own, you don't have a team, you can be using all these agents as team members to create stuff for you. And you've got the ideas. You just need to figure out the language to talk and say the right words, to ask the right questions to this AI for you to be able to get amazing results that previously was unheard of. And again, we are right at the beginning of this, guys. We are so early on this, and you can feel the energy, like you can feel the spring energy, like the when spring comes around, the growth, the new growth coming up. It's like a different feeling. Like we felt it when the internet was first came around. We felt it when social media came around. We felt it when video came around. We felt it when Bitcoin came around, and more recently when AI came around. And now for me, like within AI, there's this new thing again, which is the vibe coding or vibe editing type of thing. It's like, it's a new sort of spring-like energy that you can just, it's in the air. You can just feel it. You can smell it. Like you can smell the blossoms in spring. It's that kind of feeling that I'm getting for where we're at. But it's really right at the beginning. And I think we ain't seen nothing yet. So this is a very, very interesting space. If you like this stuff, I'm just so passionate about this right now. I'm loving this. I've been in the video industry for so long. I've been in the design industry for so long. I love design. I love user interface design. I love software. I love anything to do with video, and injecting AI into it. It's just a whole new game, and it's just so interesting. And if you like this sort of stuff as much as I do, make sure you join. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my X account because I'm going to be doing a lot more things like this, where it's just sort of ad hoc a little bit, where I'm just running these things live. It's not fully pre-planned, but it's just me getting in there, trying different things, seeing what happens. And if you want to do me a favor, just share this with one person. If you could just share this with one person that you think would find this useful, you'll make my day. That's all I ask for. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I hope this was much fun for you as it was for me. I think I only just scratched the surface with this. I didn't even really mess around with updating my images or asking much more advanced prompts. But I wanted to keep this video relatively brief and just wanted to give you a taste of what's coming up. So again, Lovart and Amy from Lovart, one of the co-founders there, thank you so much for giving me early access. It looks really exciting and really, really promising. and I can't wait to see what else you guys come up with. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.